Welcome to the Sales to CEO podcast. This podcast takes you from the sales floor to the big office. I'm Louie Herron, and it's my personal mission to coach, teach, and inspire you to realize the opportunity you have in the automobile business. Learn all the strategies, tactics needed to sell not 15 or 20 cars a month. Let's think 40 or 50 cars a month and grow from sales to sales manager, maybe sales manager to general manager, or even the dealer principal, whichever one you desire. Let's drive your career forward together today. What's going on, guys? Come on in. Sales to CEO. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Hey man, this is where we get better, guys. This is where we try to do our very best to expand and grow to the next level. So I'm excited. We've got the topic point today is rules in negotiating. So listen, if you're wanting to close more deals, make more money, put deals down. Take the buyer, the shopper, the guy that wants to think about it, think it over, not sure, talk to the wife, get with the insurance company, wait till the car's total loss, blah, 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 or put deals down today. We want to talk about some things that I think will help you out. There's a ton of rules of negotiating. I'm not going to quite get to all of them. I think you'd go to the Sales CEO course and get all you want. But I do want to break apart some key things that, man, I mean, they're just vital. Negotiating a car deal is probably one of the most fun things you can do, especially when you actually use closes that hold value and hold gross, that was methodically thought through from the very inception of the meet and greet and the needs assessment and the proper questions. Man, there's nothing sweeter. There's nothing sweeter. And I want to help you guys grow in that capacity, because as your competence grows, your self-confidence grows. So we've got to become competent in what we're doing. We got to get excited. We got to get excited, man. Look, the car business is an exciting business. And the fact of the matter is, we're in a day and age where we're back 2017, 2019 pre-COVID kind of environment, right? We've got a lot of stuff going on. Elections coming up here shortly. We got higher interest rates. All the excuses that consumers can use to think about it, shop around. So we've got to do our very best to be on top of our game. So before we get into the rules of negotiating, I want to set this up by letting you know that we're crystal clear. All the steps that precede the close are just as important as the close. All the steps. Now, when I say that to you, obviously, I believe there are solid rules for negotiating and closing a car deal. Closing any transaction, for that matter. It doesn't matter. It could be insurance, it could be siding, it could be solar, it could be roofs, all the same, right? But at the end of the day, we cannot discount the fact that the steps that precede the close are vital. And I want to key on one that is super, super important that I don't want you to forget about. All of the steps are important, but I want to tell you guys, from that meet and greet, building a relationship and making a friend, to the very next step, which is the needs assessment. Guys, when you are closing a car deal, we're talking about rules of negotiating. You're negotiating a car deal. A great closer always refers back to the needs assessment. The questions that were asked to set up the deal to begin with, right? What are the wants? What are the desires? What are the hot buttons? More importantly, hear me now. What are the pain points? In other words, we're the solution. There's a reason why they came to the car lot. They need bigger, they need smaller, they need more fuel economy, got another baby, they're getting married, they're giving this car to their daughter, they need a brand new one, they're upgrading, they've had this one for 10 years. Guys, there's pain points in the transaction. A true pro, a closer, wants all that data, right? We want all that data. The other data we want in the needs assessment is their current car deal, their current car, everything about the current car, how they buy that current car. The current car that they currently drive is the DNA of the last crime scene. Guys, picture that trade-in's got red, that's got that yellow tape all around it. If we can find out what caused that deal, we'll have a great indication of how we can put together another deal. So it's extremely critical that we don't just bypass some of these processes. And yes, we're not even talking about a dynamic presentation. a dynamic demonstration, which I could get into in lavish detail of how to bring that to life, right? Because words create pictures, pictures create emotions, and energy and action always follows thought. What are we trying to do through the transaction? Get the consumer to think, right? To have that emotion, be like, this is what I want. This is what I want. And we need to help them make that decision and help them purchase a car and help them buy the car. And because nobody likes to feel sold. So at the end of the day, all the steps that precede the close are vital. Okay. So two other points real quick, and I want to give you 5 steps, 5 things, rules about negotiating that I want you to always remember. And if you can implement just 2 or 3 of them, guys, you're going to make more money. Okay. But before I get there, let's just we talk about the steps. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is always, always, always touch the desk. Let the desk car you up. Now, if you got a 760 beacon, an 820 beacon, is that a little more challenging and difficult when they can buy what they want to buy? Of course it is. Okay. And with that customer, guess what? They can buy what they want to buy. Okay. But the large majority of people need assistance, right? It's almost like you go to buy a house and you sit down with Remax and you sit with the realtor and you tell the realtor 3 bedroom, 2 bath, ranch style, 2 levels and a pool. Well, they're not going to get their keys and just jump in the car with you and go driving around and show you these houses, right? They're going to isolate through the MLS based on the criteria, based on what you said, and they're going to isolate down to 1, 2, 3 houses. Why are they going to show the whole inventory in the whole county, right? And waste their gas in doing so. But you got to be a great listener, right? So touching the desk and getting the customer card up is vital. The ability you have to relay to the sales manager what happened in the needs assessment is just as vital. So let's go back. I'm going to give you the 5 rules, baby. I promise you, I'm excited to give you 5 rules of negotiating, but you can't discount this. A pro shakes a hand and makes a friend, builds a relationship, and navigates into the dealership to sit down and consult with a needs assessment and a needs assessment form. And we ask high quality questions about the wants, desires, the hot buttons, the pain points, their current car. If you don't get that data, guys, closing a deal is going to be very challenging. If you're fortunate to get the deal, it's going to be a mini. Okay. And more times than not, you're probably going to be on the wrong car. All right. Once we gather that, we touch the desk. You touch the desk. Hey, John. Hey, Steve. Hey, Joe. This is what I got. Okay. What car you want to show them? Give me some ideas. Now, again, some of the managers may be listening going, dude, you're a pro. Why are you? No, dude, let's put our heads together, right? We've got a consumer in the showroom that's here. They're not here for milk or bread. They're here potentially to buy an automobile. We're getting ready to sell them one. Let's put our heads together, stop, drop, and roll. Everything stops when we got customers in the showroom. Put them on the right car. Okay. Secondly, while you're in the process, do not believe their fear, regardless of what they say. I'm not saying don't listen to them, but understand that they are nervous and they do this once every 4 or 5 years. You do this every single day, and they're going to spew out stall after fear after fear. You can't let anything penetrate your brain from getting to the needs assessment, to the right car, to the right up. Period. If you don't write the customer up and put figures in front of them, you got no shot to close a car deal. And that's what we got to do to close more deals is we got to get people to the right up more effectively. And we can't let all the stalls and all the BS that customers tell us prevent us from getting to the write up. Put them on paper. Put them on paper. Has anybody listening to this right now ever in your lifetime in the car business sold a car to a customer that said, I'm not buying today? And then 30 minutes, an hour later, they're writing up the deal. It's happened. So we can't get caught up in that, guys. They're here now. And while they're here, we're going to put our best foot forward and we're going to make that car deal. We're going to find a way to make that car deal. And it's your responsibility to make that happen. Now that we've gotten some of the basic bare bone fundamentals that I believe are necessities before we negotiate the deal, let me give you these 5 steps. Guys, we're going to land the plane. It's not a long podcast. We're going to put this thing down real quick. Like step number 1. Step number 1 when you're negotiating a car deal, always, always, always get your mind right. Look, I'm in stores all the time, and I give pencils to sales guys and seasoned sales guys. I give them a pencil, and it may have 10 grand down, and it may be $850 to 1,100 a month, and it may, be a $500 discount off a car or no discount. And my guys analyze this. We look at this, and then boom, they get their mind right. They go in the deal. You got to ask for the money. You cannot, as a salesperson, especially if you're new, if you've only been doing this a year, 2 years, The sales manager's job and responsibility is to maximize front-end gross profit. Period. End of discussion. Maximize the whole deal, the front, the back, the whole thing, everything. First pencil. You got one shot to ask for the money. One. You can always come down. It's your responsibility to get your mind right. And if you've talked price on the lot and you've given up payments on the lot and you've put yourself in a position to where the customer's thinking the 400, the 400, or 400, and Steve, your sales manager, gives you 762 to 775, and you look at him like a three-eyed frog thinking he's crazy, well, you're the crazy one. Stay away from the lot pricing, the payment pricing, all those things to the best of your ability, because when you come inside, the responsibility of the sales manager is to maximize the deal. If he's doing his job right, he's going to do that. So number one, always get your mind right first when you're getting ready to go present that number. Okay. Number two, always present numbers first. And what I mean by that, I don't want the customer to give you a number first and you come to the sales desk and say, hey, man, my guy says he's willing to pay X, or he's willing to, no. If you hear a customer getting ready to tell you, hey, listen, I've been to 4 other places and here's what I want, I'm willing to pay. Oh, sir, hold, please, 1 second. Do me a favor. Our pricing is so good. It's our store stated policy to give us the opportunity. Our price point is so good. If our price doesn't meet your expectations in any way, shape, or form, then you can share it with me. Fair enough? I just don't want you to leave money on the table. Just hang tight. Let me get you a price. I'm confident the numbers are going to work in your favor. Now, if you could take that little word track right there and memorize that, because you'll have some consumers that will try to throw out a number before you get started. The problem with that is we never start from their number. Their number is always way lower, and you're starting from the lower number, right? So that's buffoonery. It's our product. Right? If you go into a diamond shop, you go into, wherever you go, even if you're trying to buy a home, they're pricing it up front. You're on Zillow. That's the price. Right? Now, you may come back with an offer, and offers are fine. We'll accept and we'll look at all offers. But again, as a rule, always present our number first. Okay? Number 3, present the number with extreme confidence, roll through the pencil with extreme confidence, and after you're done, for ours, for yours, this is going to run you on a monthly payment, and here's the cash investment. As soon as you're done with the numbers, assume the close by one of 2 ways. Number 1, you could say, here are the numbers, trade, payment, price, and all I need is your driver's license, your insurance card, and if you'll just give me your initials right here, I'll get the paperwork started. And don't say a word. Don't say a word. Assume it from the beginning. Another route you can go is present the numbers for ours, for yours. Here's the payment range, and so on and so forth. And by the way, I want to get the car titled properly. How are you going to title this car? Is it going to be in both your names or just yours, John? And be silent. There's got to be a confident presenting of the figures, the assumption of the sale, like again. And I want you to think about something. If you've done all the steps prior to the sale, and you feel like your self-worth, you deserve to make the full pop pencil. You deserve that. Your family deserves that. Your children deserves that. I'm going to tell you, guys, you don't work for free. We don't work on salary. We sell cars, and the manufacturer prices the cars. It's our job to hold what the value is of what the manufacturer claims the car is worth. So again, as you're going through the process, get your mind right. Never accept their number first. Never take their number to the desk. Okay. We present the pencil. We assume the sale is done. It's done. There's no need to negotiate. It is done. Based on what you share with me, based on the option features we selected, this is the car that you loved. Boom, here's what I got for ours. Here's what I got for yours. Here's the cash investment. This is going to be your monthly payment. I need your approval right here. And by the way, if I can get your driver's license, insurance card, and the registration on your trade, I'll get the paperwork started. And you're silent. You assume the sale. All right, number 4. Never, ever take their offer without closing the gap. In other words, you present this pencil, you ask for the driver's license, insurance card, they come back and say it's too high, it's not enough for my trade, or whatever the song and dance is. At that particular time, we don't just sit there and our next statement is, so let me understand what you're saying. If I can get you this for the trade and that for the price and the payment goes down to this, you'd buy and own the car today? Okay, great. Let me see what I can do for you. Guys, that's not closing a car deal. That is not closing a car deal, okay? You didn't do anything to justify the whole 2.5 hours you spent with them on the value. It's your job to get a Sharpie and a piece of paper out and start presenting value. And if you don't have closes Again, you can go to Sales CEO. You can buy just the master closing section. You can buy the whole thing. Guys, if you don't have words, you're dead in the water, okay? And unfortunately, in the car business, too many people, all they have is if I could, would you, and what's it going to take to earn your business? And again, that's archaic. I mean, and again, there's a time and a place. Ninth inning, you've tried everything, and at some point you throw your hands up and you just seen what it's going to take to buy something, so be it. But that is the very end of the deal. So number 4, never, ever, ever take their offer without closing the gap with some value. And that's going to take some work on your end to practice, drill, rehearse, so you actually have things to actually talk about and close the gap. All right, the last one, number 5. And mind you, there are a ton of rules to negotiate, but I'm giving you 5, okay? Here's the last and final one. Never, ever, ever take a verbal offer to the sales desk. Don't come up to the desk, hey, John, he's willing to pay 20 grand out the door. We don't take verbals, man. Okay. You can't buy a house on a verbal offer. Okay. Everything's in writing. Okay. Once you've closed the gap, once you've presented the numbers with confidence, you've asked for their driver's license, you've asked them how they wanted it titled, you've asked for their insurance card, you've asked for their initials. Once they've rebutted and said it's too high or too low or this or that or whatever, you've closed the gap. You've got to a point now where you've bumped them from their number to a number that we can reasonably start working a deal from at the sales desk if they choose to take that offer or rework the deal. And once you do that, we never just take it verbally. We write it down and get it signed 100% of the time. Okay. And so again, some of you guys have been doing this for a long time. Some of you have been doing it for a short time. It's very simple how you handle this with a customer and get them to sign off on their offer. And again, it goes something in some variation, just like this. You say, hey, Mr. Johnson, so I'm clear. I want to make sure I understand because I'm getting ready to go to the sales desk and I'm getting ready to try to push this number and push this deal through based on the figures that you've decided that you wanted to pay for the vehicle and pay for the payment and as far as your down payment is concerned. So I understand it correctly. Let me just write this down. Let me just make sure. What you're telling me is Mr. John Smith will take and buy now. He'll take ownership of the vehicle now, provided that he gets $20,000 for his trade and $1,500 off on the car and payments don't exceed $500 a month and want to put $1,000 down, not a penny more. Is that what you're telling me? I'm just trying to make sure I'm just relaying back what I heard. Okay, great. Do me a favor. I've written this up. If you would do me a favor, just initial off on this as your offer to buy the car. I'll take it to my manager. If that's something he's willing to do, we'll wrap the deal up. If not, I'll come back with numbers and do my very best to make this deal for you. But I'm confident either way, we're going to put a deal together, sir. But get them to sign off on it. Okay. Some people are scared to get the customer to sign off on their own commitment. If customers make a commitment to you, or get them to sign off on it. If they don't sign off on it, we got a problem. We've got a problem. If he won't sign off on it, then we've got deeper issues. And there's no need to go to the sales desk. We need to sit there and figure out where he's at on the deal and what we need to do to put this deal together. Guys, look, I hope the rules of negotiating was beneficial to you. Look, go back and re-listen to this. Go back and re-listen to this. Again, this is free Sales CEO podcast. If you know car people, get them to join the community of sales to CEO, sales reps. Man, let's get them all together. Let's get them to grow. Let's get them better. Again, this podcast is absolutely free. Keep subscribing. Keep getting the notifications. Look, I love that you're here. I love that you're growing. Look, this is a great business. It's all on you to make it to the next level. You can do it. I promise you. You've got to practice, drill, rehearse. You got to get the information. Information changes situations. Applied information will alter and transform your situation. So we want transformation. We don't want just change. We want to transform you from that 13, 18 car guy to that 30, 40 car guy. It can be done. I see it all the time. You got to practice, drill, rehearse. Again, if you want more content, go to louieherron.com. There's several courses there for you guys. If you want more content, go to YouTube and just subscribe to Louie Herron TV. All kinds of stuff on leadership, sales, motivation, as well as what we're talking about here with Sales to CEO. Look, until next week, you guys have an awesome week. Kick some butt, man. Make it happen. You got what it takes to make it work. Let's do it. We'll see you next week on the Sales to CEO podcast. Thanks for tuning in to the Sales to CEO podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, like, and share it with other car professionals. Guys, it really helps a ton. For those ready to take the next step, visit louieherron.com for the Sales to CEO course and many other courses and resources you're going to need to get you to that 40 and 50 cars a month. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Louie Herron TV for more insights, strategies as well. Let's keep driving your career forward together.